10 pounds of shrimp. Look at that. Head on, boy. Yeah. New Orleans style barbecue shrimp. Get these here head on jumbo shrimp from my man David Scott at Destin Connection. Look at these. Got a gigante. That's like my hand, obviously. Pow. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the first installment of this with the clam spaghetti. Today we are again doing seafood, but I'm going to do New Orleans style barbecue shrimp because I got these giant shrimp from my man David Scott at Destin Connection, and y'all are in for a treat. But more importantly, I'm in for a treat because I get to eat it. You just get to watch. All right, you can see the ingredients here. We have Worcestershire, we have a little Texas Pete, we have unsalted butter, a shitload of it. And we have Paul Prudhomme's Seafood Magic. So much garlic that I went and got the elephant garlic. Some onions and some lemons. And we're gonna make some magic happen. I just chopped onions because I just chopped onions. Kind of like in Goodfellas when he says they put too much onion in the sauce. I'm trying not to put too much onion in the sauce. I got 2 onions, but I got this whole big thing of garlic too. And last week, a friend of mine told me that I had the order reversed, that I started the garlic and then put the onions in, which he is correct. When you do this kind of by the seat of your pants, you might, you know, transpose the order of things or whatever, but I've never had any complaints. Observers might notice that this is not my stove and this is not my house. I'm at the compound test kitchen. And we are letting this here onion just kind of do its thing, soften in the olive oil, add a little salt and pepper, let that go for a bit, and then later on we're gonna add our garlic. Look, weird stuff happens in the kitchen, right? Like, look at this. I got this, and this looks like node to me, and these shrimp are so exquisite that I'm not even gonna try and salvage this. I'm just going to go for another form of garlic, and we're gonna use the already chopped from the jar, which I've made this recipe with before, and I know will not be a problem. The recipe here calls for a bunch of herbs and spices and stuff, but we just use Paul Prudhomme's Seafood Magic. It's about $4 for one of these, which is, hey, Paul Prudhomme's gonna make that money, yo. And we just kind of take this. I hate these stupid things. You just kind of like put it over the top here, and we're gonna use about one of these per each one of these tin things here that we got. And that one might be a little bit much, but we'll get over it. You know, just like shake these up a little bit so it gets evenly all over them. Let them sit. We're ready to pour the butter concoction over it. All right, so you can see this is like getting to where it needs to be, but again, you know, they tell you 3 or 4 minutes. It's been 6 minutes since like I started to think that it might be cooking. So, you know, 15 plus minutes. So now we're just going to take garlic, and I mean, we're just going to like, we want to make like people that can eat whole cloves blush here with this. Can't stand the heat or whatever. Stay out of the kitchen, but we'll all be sweating this out tomorrow. But we'll be fat and happy. Butter, and we just need like a shitload of butter. Probably like 8 to 10 sticks, because we want to fill up each of these, you know, over the rim, not over the rim of the shrimp, have them covered before we bake them. Almost melted all the way. We're going to add our Worcestershire. Well, Worcestershire. I'm going to eye this, but like we might need the whole thing. And then we're going to, wrong one. We're going to use my crystal hot sauce here. And you know, you can't go wrong when you start with garlic and onions. And then you add butter. Then you add Worcestershire. And you add hot sauce. And you're cooking with gas. And it like gets sort of, you know, brown, red color from the, watch all those flavors start to mingle. Let that get hot, and then really whenever we're ready, we can just like pour this over, put the have the Oven already at 350, and throw these buggers in, top them with some lemons, 15-20 minutes, depending on the size of the shrimp, and we be done. All right, so we got some back 40 cart barn beer, just gonna like leaven the sauce a little bit or whatever. Add a little flavor to it, you know, stink up the kitchen a little bit more. And once this oven here gets off preheat, we're going to pour this over the top of the shrimp and put it in the oven. Got our scrimps here. We have our pan here. And we're going to just kind of pour some of this over the top. And then I'm going to do just all 3 of these. And then we will put them in the oven for about 20 minutes with these big dogs. Look, I undershot the actual amount of stuff that we needed, so I had to add, I added that can of beer, and then I'm adding another bottle of hot sauce, and I also added 3-4 more sticks of butter, because we want these nice and covered, and I've got 3 of them. Last but not least, before we put these in the oven, we are just going to cover most of this with some lemon slices. See all that good garlic and onion? This is going to slap, y'all. We're going to put this in about 20 minutes. We'll be ready to go. In the oven we go. All right, we're about to take this out of the oven. And this should be like, you know, boiling, broiling, and nice and orange. And oh boy, look at that now. Not gonna insult anybody and say anything like, you know, with a stupid Cajun accent or anything. Or am I? Everybody happy with the meal? Mm-hmm. What do you think, Dad?
Totally awesome.
We see about the shrimp, the
Totally
size.
wonderful. Best shrimp I ever had in my life. Biggest shrimp I ever had in my life.
There you go. We need several takes, but it's okay. We get there eventually. Thanks, Brucey, for the recipe and the heads up for the shrimp from Destin Connection.